Venus retrograde in the birth or natal chart. Venus retrograde in Aries. These are not your typical warrior, risk-taking Venus in Aries people. With Venus retrograde in Aries, there is a shyness present that is certainly attractive, but that is not necessarily as open and freewheeling as the rest of the Venus in Aries group. There can be a very strong defense mechanism in love. These people will not like others in knowing they fear rejection, and will not like to talk about, or admit, having been rejected in love. Venus retrograde in Taurus. Strong emphasis can be placed on the sensual side of love, or the security of it, with Venus in Taurus retrograde. These people should avoid spending too much money on their lovers and consider that they are enough. Of course, this puts them in a vulnerable position, as many retrograde Venus people fear that they are not enough. They may be considered selfish or self-centered. Although they can be very sensual and present, there may be a level of intimacy lacking if they are insecure. Venus retrograde in Gemini. When Venus is retrograde in Gemini, the person may not be as sociable and seemingly open as the rest of the Venus in Gemini group. They might place especially high value on daily involvement and both the quality and quantity of their communications in a love relationship, however, equating lack of communication with lack of love. These people may appear cool and intellectual with their affections, when in fact they love very deeply. A detached manner can be donned in order to hide their vulnerability. Venus retrograde in Cancer. With Venus in Cancer in retrograde, the love nature can be very introspective and loving, although many people might not know how much these people care until they truly get to know them. This is a very emotional, sensitive position. Rejection, difficult breakups, and dissonance in love can stick with these people for years. It can be challenging to get over hurts. If insecure about what they have to offer, they can be so maternal in their demonstrations of love and affection that they run the risk of smothering a partner. Venus retrograde in Leo. With Venus in Leo and retrograde, the need for reassurance common to many people born with Venus retrograde is pronounced. There can be a tendency to be devout and loyal to the wrong people, or to stick with a bad relationship for too long. When insecure, they may show affection through generous gifts, which can be misunderstood. Retrograde Venus in Leo may not be as confident in love as the rest of the Venus in Leo group, although they may not let others know this. Nevertheless, acting with pride and hiding their wounds from love, or covering up their fear of rejection with a veneer of confidence. Venus retrograde in Virgo. With Venus in Virgo and retrograde, there can be some timidity when it comes to sharing their hearts. They tend to show their love through helping, being of service, and tending to the practical side of a lover's life. Women with this position may have a hard time believing in their own lovability and attractiveness. Men with this position may have unusual attractions or fixations that could stem from a fear of closeness. They can be slow to develop serious relationships, and can have a very difficult time moving on emotionally after a relationship comes to an end. They have strong feelings about relationships and assigned roles, tending to reject the traditional, and many are feminists.